Have you ever felt like your body betrayed you at the worst possible time? Samuel did. At 3:12 a.m., he was jolted awake by a searing pain tearing through his lower leg. He clutched his calf, breathing hard, heart racing, eyes wide open in the dark. It felt like a vice clamped down on his muscle, twisting tighter with each breath. He rubbed the spot, stretched, whispered a prayer. The cramp passed, but sleep didn't return. It wasn't the first night, and it wouldn't be the last. Samuel, like many people in their 60s, had assumed this was just part of aging. It's normal, they'd say. We all get those at some point. But when those nightly spasms turned his once peaceful evenings into a battlefield, he knew something had to change. He wasn't alone. Thousands of older adults experience the same thing every night. And like Samuel, many don't know that relief is possible and often drug-free. So let's walk through the journey that helped Samuel and could help you too. Regain restful, cramp-free nights. 1. How 2 simple pillows helped Samuel sleep again. Samuel hadn't had a good night's sleep in what felt like years. He'd wake up often, sometimes from the sharp grip of a calf cramp, other times just from an ache in his lower back. Every morning, he felt more exhausted than the night before. He tried changing mattresses, cutting out coffee, even drinking warm milk before bed. Nothing seemed to work. Then, one evening, he remembered something simple he'd read in a newspaper clipping. It wasn't about miracle cures or high-tech gadgets. Just 2 ordinary pillows. Skeptical but desperate, he gave it a try. That night, he placed one pillow beneath his knees as he lay on his back. It felt strange, almost awkward. But the second pillow, tucked gently between his knees as he lay on his side, felt surprisingly comforting. He didn't expect much, but by the third night, something changed. He didn't wake up gasping from a cramp. His legs felt lighter in the morning. Even the dull pain in his lower back had softened. It turns out, the solution was rooted in something simple: support. As we grow older, our muscles aren't as forgiving. They lose flexibility, and sleep positions that once felt natural begin to strain muscles and joints. Lying flat with legs stretched or crossed for hours can silently pull on aging tendons and tight hamstrings. That strain builds and shows up as sudden cramps or lingering aches. The pillows weren't magic. They just gave Samuel's hips, knees, and calves a chance to rest without tension. With less strain, his body could finally relax. Sleep came easier, deeper, more peaceful. For the first time in years, Samuel started waking up feeling rested and hopeful. 2. The magnesium secret no one had told him. A few weeks later, Samuel mentioned his cramping to his granddaughter, Emily, a young nurse with a heart for old souls like her grandfather. "Have you ever tried magnesium oil?" she asked. He raised an eyebrow. "Magnesium? Isn't that something you get in vitamins?" She smiled and handed him a small bottle. "Try rubbing this on your legs before bed. Just a little. Let's see if it helps." That night, Samuel followed her advice. The oil was cool to the touch and carried a faint, calming scent. He massaged it gently into his calves. It felt nice, like a small act of care he hadn't given himself in years. By the 5th night, the change was clear. The cramps came less often. After 2 weeks, they were nearly gone. What Samuel didn't know was that magnesium plays a crucial role in muscle relaxation. As the body ages, it becomes harder to absorb magnesium from food, and oral supplements often upset the stomach or don't absorb well at all. But magnesium oil bypasses all that. Applied directly to the skin, it sinks into the muscles where it's needed most. No pills, no side effects, just a quiet, direct solution. Now, each evening before bed, Samuel takes a moment for himself. A few drops of oil, a gentle massage, a deep breath. It's a simple routine, but it's made a world of difference. No more tossing and turning. No more sudden shocks of pain in the night. Just peace, rest, and the quiet joy of feeling like himself again. 3. The surprising mistake Samuel made with salt. For most of his life, Samuel had done his best to take care of his health. But after he turned 70, his biggest worry became his blood pressure. Like many older adults, he took what seemed to be the safest route. He cut out salt almost entirely. No table salt, no salty snacks, only low-sodium foods. He was proud of his discipline. But over time, something unexpected started to happen. His legs began to feel strange, tense tight, almost twitchy at night. He would wake up with painful cramps that left him rubbing his calves in the dark, confused and frustrated. He thought he was doing everything right. So why did it feel like his body was fighting back? Eventually, during a routine checkup, Samuel mentioned the cramps to his doctor. That's when he learned something surprising. Too little sodium can be just as dangerous as too much, especially for aging muscles. Sodium isn't just a seasoning, it's an electrolyte. It helps nerves communicate with muscles. Without it, signals get crossed. Cramps, spasms, and that jumpy feeling, all signs that the balance is off. And since Samuel was also taking water pills and drinking lots of fluids, his sodium levels were even lower than he thought. With his doctor's guidance, Samuel cautiously added just a small amount of natural sea salt back into his meals. Just a pinch, enough to bring his body back into balance. Within a few days, he could feel the difference. His legs relaxed. The tension eased. He slept through the night more often. The cramps faded into memory. Sometimes it turns out the answer isn't more restriction, but the right kind of balance. 4. Hydration, but done right. For years, Samuel followed what he thought was good advice. Drink plenty of water, especially before bed. Every night, just before climbing under the covers, he'd drink a tall glass of water. He believed it would keep his body clean, his organs functioning, his skin hydrated. It felt like a smart, healthy habit, but he didn't realize he was setting himself up for another kind of trouble. Instead of helping, that big glass of water was flushing essential minerals from his system right before sleep, just when his muscles needed them most. The result? Nighttime muscle cramps and frequent trips to the bathroom. Restful sleep became rare. Frustrated and tired, he looked for answers. What he discovered changed everything. Hydration isn't just about how much you drink, but when and how you drink. Now, Samuel sips water gradually throughout the day, never too much at once. He hydrates after meals when digestion naturally draws water into the system. And, most importantly, he stops drinking heavily 2 hours before bedtime. The change was simple, but the impact? Remarkable. Fewer nighttime cramps, fewer bathroom interruptions, more restful, uninterrupted sleep. His body felt more stable, more grounded. And just like that, with one small shift, Samuel reclaimed the comfort of peaceful nights and the quiet confidence of knowing his body was finally working with him, not against him. 5. The stretching habit that changed everything. For years, Samuel thought stretching was only for athletes or those who did yoga. He'd never been one for fancy exercise routines, especially at his age. His knees ached, his back was stiff, and even walking upstairs sometimes felt like a challenge. But then he read about a routine, simple, gentle, and specifically made for seniors dealing with nighttime cramps. It didn't involve yoga mats, instructors, or long workout sessions. Just 3 basic stretches done after meals in the comfort of his home. He figured he had nothing to lose, so he gave it a try. After breakfast, he stood by the wall and did a calf stretch, leaning gently forward with one leg behind the other. After lunch, he sat on a sturdy chair and performed a hamstring stretch, reaching toward his toes without forcing it. And after dinner, before bed, he lay on his back and did a quad stretch, gently pulling one knee toward his chest, then the other. It took less than 5 minutes each time. At first, he wasn't sure if it was doing anything, but by the 10th day, something shifted. The cramps, once a nightly torment, began to fade. By the end of the month, they were almost completely gone. And with them, so went his fear of going to bed. Samuel felt more in control. He didn't need special equipment or medication, just a simple habit that respected his limits and honored his body. For someone in his 70s, this wasn't just a health fix. It was a quiet victory. The takeaway: don't let cramps define your nights. If you're over 60 and leg cramps are robbing you of sleep night after night, please know this: it doesn't have to be this way. Pain is not a natural part of aging. Sleepless nights are not a life sentence. And the good news? Relief doesn't require expensive treatments, harsh medications, or complicated routines. Just 5 small, natural habits, simple enough to fit into any lifestyle, can make a world of difference. Support your body while you sleep. A pillow between your knees, under your calves, or along your back can make a big impact on muscle tension. Apply magnesium oil before bed. A gentle rub on your calves or feet may help relax tired muscles and reduce cramping. Keep your sodium levels in check. Too little salt can be just as troublesome as too much. Talk to your doctor and aim for balance. Hydrate smart. Drinking the right amount of water during the day, not too much all at once, helps prevent nighttime dehydration. Stretch daily. You don't need to overdo it. Just 5 minutes before bed can ease tight muscles and calm your nerves. Try these steps for 2 or 3 weeks. Track how you feel. You might notice you're falling asleep faster, waking up less, and moving through your day with more ease and energy. You deserve restful nights. You deserve pain-free sleep. Start tonight, one small step at a time.